SCP-745 is the headlights. I can't stand when somebody's using their high beams behind me, driving behind me, and apparently this is what this SCP does, just from the little bit I looked at it. This one's by Dr. Bob. Make sure to head on over to their channel and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, guys. If you like reaction videos, make sure to do the same to my channel as well. Let's get into this reaction.
It's late at night, and you're driving down a desolate stretch of highway somewhere in New Mexico.
Chilling,
There's
listening
nothing
to
out
music.
here except for you, your car, and the road.
Spotify.
What you don't know is that you're about to encounter something. Something terrifying. There's no moon, and the sky is pitch black.
All right.
Your own car is barely lighting up the dark road ahead of you. Just then, you spot
Headlights.
something in your rearview mirror.
Right.
It's a pair of headlights. There's nothing too strange about them.
They're gaining on you, though.
Except that they're especially bright. Your eyes are so adjusted to the darkness that you have to look away.
Yeah.
When you glance in the mirror again, you see that they're closer.
I gotta flip my
Much
mirrors,
closer.
man. I always flip
They
my
must be
mirrors when
going
it happens.
awfully fast. You don't know why, but something about the car behind you makes you feel uneasy. There's something off.
Just pass me.
You speed up a little. Maybe you can keep some distance from them. But the lights keep getting closer.
Yeah.
So
They
you speed up a
tailing
little
you.
more. Still, they gain on you, growing bigger and bigger in your rearview mirror.
Dang.
You're getting nervous.
Yeah.
They look like they are barreling right towards you.
I would get very
You're
nervous.
The lights are able to keep up easily, though.
Wow.
And now, they're right on your tail.
And you probably going
No
120
matter how
miles
fast
an
you
hour.
go, they stay right behind you. The lights are so bright and close
That's
that
when you
they're
pull
almost
over.
blinding. You're in a full-blown panic. What is going on? Now the lights are swerving back and forth behind you.
What?
What do they want?
Do you think that's a murderer?
You take a sharp turn without indicating, but they follow you without difficulty.
Wow.
You keep your foot smashed down on the accelerator.
Dude.
Your engine is screaming, but they just get closer and closer.
That's horrible.
They're right
man.
on your bumper. The bright white lights burn your eyes so bad that you swat at the rearview mirror to point it down.
I'd have did that
You
first
look
thing.
up just in time to see the deer standing
Oh,
in the middle of the road.
snap!
You
And
slam
you
on
going
your brakes as
120
hard
miles
as you
an hour.
can. Your tires squeal loudly
It don't
in the night,
matter.
and you brace yourself to both hit the deer and get rear-ended from behind.
Wow.
You stop inches from the deer as something incredible
You didn't
happens.
hit it.
The two headlights seem to split,
Okay.
passing by you on either side of your car.
What?
You and the deer lock eyes for a split second as if you're both thinking, what was that?
Right.
Before the deer hops away into the night. You don't know what's happening, but you're not going to wait around to find out.
Right.
You throw
better
the
go.
car in reverse and hit the gas before whipping it around 180 degrees. You can't remember how far the last town was, but there's no chance you're going in the direction of those lights.
Right.
You drive as fast as you can, checking your mirror constantly to see if anything is behind you. Nothing. Just darkness.
Okay.
Maybe you're finally safe.
Maybe.
No, they're
No.
right in front of you.
They're in front of you.
The lights somehow appear out of nowhere right in front of your car. You turn the wheel hard to avoid a head-on collision, and you go flying off
Wow.
the road, smashing your head against the window as the car goes flipping and rolling and
Dang.
tumbling. The car comes to a stop 100 feet off the road, upside down, with a lone blinking turn signal dimly lighting up the
Just
surrounding
made you
field.
paranoid
A
to where
single
you
headlight
react
approaches
like
the
that.
car, but it's not moving like
Single
a vehicle.
headlight.
It's moving like an animal. You're
It is
concussed
an
from the accident, and your vision is starting to fade. The last thing you see
It's the SCP.
is a second light approaching.
Uh-huh.
The next morning, the local sheriff is investigating the scene of a single car accident. Curiously, there's no body, just a few scraps of clothing
Did
and
it
a
eat
pair
him?
of tennis shoes sitting neatly in the upside-down roof of the car.
Did it digest him?
Strangest, though, are the childlike handprints
Oh,
all over the dirty car
childlike.
door. The sheriff doesn't know what to think. What the sheriff doesn't know is that he has just come upon the aftermath of an SCP-745 attack.
Wow.
A strange and mysterious creature known as the headlights.
Okay, this thing looks crazy.
SCP-745 is the classification the SCP Foundation has given to a bipedal nocturnal predator whose hunting grounds are an abandoned stretch of highway in northern
Very
New Mexico.
fast, apparently.
SCP-745's most distinctive feature by far is its head,
Yeah.
the top of which is a
Look at
bloated
it
sack
smiling.
of translucent skin. There are
Evil.
no visible sensory organs present on the head, nor does it appear to have a solid skull, and the creature's brain can be directly seen through the semi-transparent skin, which is covered in a web of bioluminescent organs.
Right.
These organs are capable of producing a steady output of light that's been measured between 1,400 to 3,200 lumens.
That's pretty
which
bright,
is the
baby.
equivalent of bright xenon gas headlights.
Yeah.
The entity has been observed to have the ability to change the color of this light, as well as flash it in specific patterns. It is theorized that it engages in this behavior as a way to defend itself, and potentially may also use it as a way to communicate with other members of its species.
That's cool.
The rest of SCP-745's body is covered in skin that is a deep, dark, black color that almost seems to absorb light. This quality, when paired with their blindingly bright head protrusion, gives the appearance of a floating point of light in the darkness.
Really hard to see the
Because
back of them.
SCP-745 entities hunt almost exclusively in pairs, with their preferred hunting grounds being remote sections of highway,
bunch of them.
they are easily mistaken for oncoming or approaching headlights.
Right.
Two SCP-745 entities are able to move together in perfect synchronicity, running in tandem at speeds up to 180 kilometers per hour.
Dang, that's
Together,
fast.
they will target lone vehicles that they spot on the highway and will begin to chase or run straight towards them,
To heck
giving
with
the
a cheetah,
unlucky
man.
driver the impression that a fast-moving car is rapidly
Right.
approaching them. After they near the targeted car, they will attempt to stop it by any means necessary,
Yeah.
whether by simply forcing the driver to pull over out of fear, or by running them off the road
So
completely.
my advice to pull over
Once
wouldn't
their
have been
prey
good
has
earlier,
stopped,
huh?
crashed, or become otherwise incapacitated, the pair will stop moving together and approach the car separately to directly assault and then consume the vehicle's occupants.
They ate him.
Next to no remains are left following an attack, save for a few scraps of clothing in the victim's shoes.
Every
Other than the damage
single
sustained during the accident, there is never any other sign of struggle or forced entry, with the only other evidence left at the scene being the childlike handprints from SCP-745's small
crime.
front paws.
Perfect
Strangely,
crime.
analysis of SCP-745's genetic structure has revealed that, unlike humans, they are not a carbon-based life form, meaning it is unlikely, then, that they are able to derive any nutrition from the consuming of human flesh.
What the heck
It is
do they
theorized,
eat 'em
then, that
for?
they may be hunting solely for sport
Oh.
or some other form of perverse enjoyment.
Whoa, why would
This
they eat
question
him
remains
then?
unanswered, as currently there are no recorded observations of SCP-745 feeding in the wild, as successful attacks have never left any witnesses, and specimens captured by the SCP Foundation
So they did
refuse to
capture
eat it
some
all.
of 'em,
No
and they don't
layers,
eat.
nests, or other refuge of SCP-745 has ever been found, nor has the Foundation located any breeding grounds or young examples of the entity.
Right.
It's unknown how or if they reproduce, or when they may have first appeared.
Right.
What is known is that they had established a wide hunting territory across the American Southwest until Foundation teams began a program to thin
Way
their
from
numbers in the
Louisiana, good.
1960s. The effort appears to have been successful so far, and all recent sightings of SCP-745 have been limited to a specific stretch of highway in northern New Mexico.
Okay.
SCP-745 has been
where the-
classified as Euclid,
the first part
and in
took
order to
care of.
limit potential exposure to civilians, the Foundation has purchased the land surrounding the highway, with traffic being redirected to other roads.
Foundation got that
security
money.
teams disguised as highway patrol officers are to remove any trespassers or lost travelers
Turn
who
around.
accidentally find themselves on the dangerous stretch of
Turn
highway.
around, you don't want to come down
The
here.
security teams are also tasked with attempting to capture any instances of SCP-745 that they
Foundation's so
can,
big,
and
man.
any recovered creatures, live or dead, are to be loaded into Class
Like
3
incredibly
BCU storage
huge.
containers and transferred to Site-17 for further study. Containment procedures that are
big.
able to preserve living specimens are still being researched, and currently, no examples of SCP-745 have survived for more than a week in captivity.
Wow.
However, seeing
So
as there have
captivity
been no
kills
new
them.
sightings of SCP-745 outside of the isolated and monitored stretch of highway, and all reports of phantom lights elsewhere in the country have not pointed to evidence of additional SCP-745 outbreaks, they are considered to be effectively contained.
Maybe they feed on the adrenaline, guys. Like, maybe when they eat the people, they're actually trying to absorb the adrenaline from them or something like that. That's the only thing, because they can't survive in captivity. They don't eat, but they do eat their victims. I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing. Maybe they feed on the fear up into it's doing, and they just eat it for trophy or sport. I don't know either, but it's really, really cool. This one was really good, guys. Make sure to check out Dr. Bob right there, as well as a couple other videos that I reacted to from here. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off. We'll see you next time.
Break it down.